My name is Brianna, and welcome to my reaction commentary channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 2 of Hannibal. And first thing I want to say is, after that first episode, after the pilot, I'm already hooked. And the reason I know that I'm hooked is because I've spent a week being randomly like, what did Hannibal really mean? And what is Will really thinking? And what's Crawford's motivations? I've spent so much time thinking about this show that I don't even want to waste time with an intro. Like, I'm already ready to jump in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for post notifications, follow me on all my social media. That way we can skip the chit chat. Hey, what's up, Will? How you doing? You've been through some things recently. Is that Hobbs? I mean, I don't blame him for emptying the clip. I'm just saying, but are we dreaming? You're definitely dreaming. And what's up, Crawford?
We're here.
Crawford don't give a damn. Crawford's kind of a hard ass, but he does care. Huh, that's elaborate and ornate.
Could be a permanent installation in your evil minds museum.
I'm with Will. That was a horrible name for the museum.
Or what if Hobbs wasn't eating alone? It's a lot of work. Disappearing these girls, butchering them, and then not leaving a shred of anything other than what's in this room.
Someone he hunted with?
Someone who was in a coma.
Are you thinking it's Abigail? The daughter? I mean, it's a thought. I would need to see more evidence.
Hobbs spent a lot of time here. Spent a lot of time with his daughter here. She would make the ideal bait, wouldn't she?
Hobbs killed alone.
I mean,
Someone else was here.
is she the one that was leaking the crime scene photos in the first episode? You know, that same conversation when Will and Hannibal were talking about taste?
Garrett Jacob Hobbs is dead. The question now is how to stop those his story is going to inspire.
He's already got one admirer.
We're out here.
A copycat.
Hi.
How are you, Will?
I have no idea.
I feel that.
Well, this is an ambush?
Ambush is later. Immediately later. Soon to now.
I mean, he's a walking ambush, but I don't know. I like Crawford a little bit. I don't know what it is about him.
Do you want to go back to the field?
I want him back in the field.
Crawford, she wasn't talking to you, but that's never stopped him before.
The session wouldn't be with me.
Hannibal Lecter's a better fit. Your relationship's not personal.
I mean, it's not personal yet.
You've never killed anyone before, Will. It's a deadly force encounter. It's a lot to digest.
Used to work homicide.
The reason you currently used to work homicide is because you didn't have the stomach for pulling the trigger. You just pulled the trigger 10 times.
I mean, he did empty the clip.
Wait, so psych eval isn't a formality?
No, it's so I can get some sleep at night. I asked you to get close to the Hobbs thing. I need to know you didn't get too close.
He got too close.
How many nights did you spend in Abigail Hobbs' hospital room, Will?
Way too many.
Therapy doesn't work on you because you won't let it.
And because I know all the tricks.
Well, perhaps you need to unlearn some tricks.
Why not have a conversation with Hannibal?
This does feel like an ambush between the two of them.
Come on, Will. I need my beauty sleep.
I kind of like Crawford.
Your psychological evaluation. You're totally functional and more or less sane. Jack Crawford may lay his weary head to rest knowing he didn't break you, and our conversation can proceed unobstructed by paperwork.
Hannibal, you're playing games.
What you need is a way out of dark places when Jack sends you there.
Last time he sent me into a dark place, I brought something back.
You brought a lot back.
A surrogate daughter?
A little bit.
You saved Abigail Hobbs' life. You also orphaned her. It comes with certain emotional obligations regardless of empathy disorders.
Oh, you were there. You saved her life, too. Do you feel obligated?
Yes.
Do you?
I feel a staggering amount of obligation.
To who?
I feel responsibility.
Jack thinks Abigail Hobbs helped her dad kill those girls.
And entirely possible.
It's not what happened.
Jack and Will. The mirrors in your mind can reflect the best of yourself, not the worst of someone else.
No, it's a marijuana plant.
Sir, that is a hand with an IV drip. It's many hands with many IV drips. What is going on? Y'all have the wildest crimes.
Now you're back in the saddle. Ish.
Ish, indeed.
I took you for an isosceles guy.
I have a rotator cuff issue, so I have to use the Weaver stance.
You are tight.
I got stabbed when I was a cop.
Yeah, I got stabbed in the 3rd grade with a number 2 pencil.
And I accidentally stabbed a kid on the bus in 6th grade. And after that, I was never bullied in middle school or high school. We're out here. But also, everyone's always invading Will's personal boundaries. Yeah. Okay. That's okay. You know what? I've seen a lot of things in my life, but literally looking at mushrooms growing on and out of humans, that's a first.
Served your purpose. I'm back in the field.
Local police found some tire tracks on a hidden service road.
Keep his crop undisturbed.
The only thing missing is the scarecrow.
But what's up with the IV drips? Was he keeping them alive?
They were buried alive with the intention of keeping them that way. I mean, for a little while.
Yeah.
Line and rebar were used to administer intravenous fluids after they were buried.
Welcome back.
Jack, that was a little condescending, but also I feel like he meant it. Oh, this girl, she's mousy.
You're a local police detective?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be an imposition to ask a few things? The boys are gonna have questions.
Sir, keep your mouth shut and do not talk to anyone that you don't know already on the crime scene.
Tell me what that man is doing over there by himself.
He's some kind of special consultant.
So you really just want to give this random person all the information. And now you're talking about my boy Will? We have to protect Will. Shout out visual effects team, because y'all got my skin crawling.
I do not bind his arms or legs as I bury him in a shallow grave. He's alive, but he will never be conscious again. This is my design.
It definitely is. Oh, wait, but now we're getting a little cross-contamination with our mental crime scenes. Is this really happening? Wait.
Don't touch him!
The look on Jack's face, it looks like this really happened. Is he really still alive?
What did you see?
A lot.
Out in the field.
A lot of disturbing shit.
Hobbs. Hallucination. I saw him lying there in someone else's grave.
I mean, I saw him too. He was there. I saw him.
Did you tell Jack what you saw?
Of course not. Thank you, Will.
I don't consider Hobbs my victim.
What do you consider him?
Dead.
Is it harder imagining the thrill somebody else feels killing, now that you've done it yourself?
Hold on, that little nod was kind of cute.
He was cultivating them.
He was keeping them alive. And the one that didn't died on the way to the hospital. No, they weren't crops. They were the fruit.
I mean, that man was half mushroom. R.I.P. random victim.
Maybe he admires their ability to connect the way human minds can't.
Yours can.
Yeah. Not physically.
Is that what your farmer is looking for? Some sort of connection?
Aren't we all?
Have a good evening, Will.
This woman. Girl, you are everywhere.
Miss Kimball?
Yes.
Good evening. Please come in.
As she enters the lion's den.
Are you Freddie Lawrence? This is unethical, even for a tabloid journalist.
I'm so embarrassed.
No, you're not. Don't fake humility.
I'm afraid I must ask for you back. I'd rather not take it from you. You were very persistent about your appointment time. How did you know when Will Graham would be here?
I may have also recorded your session with Will Graham.
You didn't answer the question. How did you know? Delete the conversations you recorded. Doctor-patient confidentiality works both ways. You've been terribly rude, Miss Lowndes. What's to be done about that?
I don't know, Hannibal, you tell me, sir.
Loin served with a Cumberland sauce of red fruits.
Loin. What kind?
Pork.
Wonderful.
I'm sure it is.
Well, next time, bring your wife. I'd love to have you both for dinner.
Thank you.
Hannibal, you can't keep doing stuff like that, sir.
Why do you think Will Graham came back to see you?
Are you not accustomed to broken ponies in your stable?
You think Will Graham's a broken pony?
I think you think Will is a broken pony.
Ledger's got you there.
If you're asking me whether or not I've ever lost someone in the field, the answer is yes. Why?
I want to understand why you're so delicate with Will. You've already told me about your mother. Why stop there?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Scenes like this is my favorite part. Oh, I love scenes like that. That was amazing. The interplay. There's so much intimacy between the conversations between Will, Hannibal, and Crawford. Every single time, it's just great. Oh, I love it here.
Death by diabetic ketoacidosis.
Did you know they were diabetic?
We don't know they're diabetics.
No, they're all diabetics. He induces a coma and puts them in the ground.
Oh.
He buries them, feeds them sugar to keep them alive long enough for the circulatory systems to soak it up.
So he can feed the mushrooms. We dug up his mushroom garden.
Insulin.
Yes.
Insulin. So she's diabetic. Girl, are you our possible next victim?
There you go. And that's your correct address?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Damn, girl, he set you up.
She's the chain's 10th diabetic customer to disappear after filling a prescription for insulin.
Everyone, please stop what you are doing. Put your hands in the air.
Is his car still in the parking lot?
His car.
I don't know, I kind of like when Jack yells. Sir, you have a portable garden in your trunk? He's out here just farming and harvesting diabetics left and right for mushrooms?
All right. We know his name.
Yes.
We have his address. We have his car.
Freddie Lowndes.
Tattlecrime.com.
Using one demented mind.
Keep going.
And how dare you say that about Will?
It's about Will.
Go on.
One demented mind to catch. She goes into a lot of detail.
Son of
Yeah,
a bitch.
she's a problem. Y'all got a problem. But also I like that she was like, I'm gonna be considerate of his feelings and I don't want to read this trash that she wrote about him.
You are naughty, Miss Lowndes.
He let her live. I mean, am I supposed to feel bad for her? Because I don't. And also, she was very rude and she was mean to Will.
You got all that information from a local detective.
You can't just...
Because you left one of these hairs behind. You contaminated the crime scene. Just like everywhere you go, you contaminate crime scenes. That's obstructing justice. I can indict you for obstructing justice. You don't write another word about Will Graham, and I won't have to.
Jack's gonna protect his boy Will, though. That's one thing Jack's gonna do. Are you tripping again? Here's the thing. Hi, it's me, Brianna. I have 3 things I don't like. Moose, antlers, and mushrooms. This episode is not good for me right now. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a great time. But that's not to say that it's not stressful.
What are you reading? Could be reading to a killer. Actually, I was just enjoying listening to you read.
Abigail Hobbs is a success for you.
Feel, good.
He said he feels good. He didn't say he feels happy. I mean, you saved one person's life and you ended another person's life. And that's a lot of power in one person's hands.
Don't know where you got half that information. It wasn't from me. They think I told you all of it.
Sir, you said enough. And so whatever repercussions you get, oh well.
Not the first cop you got fired.
Right now, future you is thanking me.
I read your article. Tell me about Will Graham.
What are we doing? Damn. Well, sorry, loudmouth cop. You don't have much of a future.
Miss Lowndes, you all right?
Where's Will Graham?
We have an eyewitness to the murder. We don't need Will Graham.
Well, that's not why I'm asking.
Someone find me Will Graham!
But what does he want with Will Graham?
Someone who understands him. Graham was right. Stamets is looking for connections.
What did you tell him?
Exactly, girl. Now is not the time to hold your tongue.
Everything? He wants to help Will Graham connect with Abigail Hobbs. He's gonna bury her.
Before he had a set victim, a set location. Now he's out here trying to make emotional connections, or at least mental connections, with an FBI agent. He's unraveling. Nice shot. You didn't miss. You also stopped yourself and didn't unload the clip. We're doing good work.
We all evolved from mycelium. I'm simply reintroducing her to the concept.
By burying her alive?
The journalist said you understood me.
I don't.
Well, you would have. Psyllium, they know you are there. They know you are there. The spores reach for you as you walk by.
Then it's not Hobbs' ghost that's haunting you, is it?
Because if you saw Hobbs, you probably would have unloaded the clip again.
You didn't kill Elton Stamets.
I thought about it.
It's beautiful in its own way. Giving voice to the unmentionable. It wasn't the act of killing Hobbs that got you down, was it? Did you really feel so bad because killing him felt so good?
I like killing Hobbs.
Killing must feel good to God, too. He does it all the time. And are we not created in his image? He dropped the church roof on 34 of his worshippers last Wednesday night in Texas while they sang a hymn.
Did God feel good about that?
He felt powerful.
And that concludes episode 2 of Hannibal. And that was really good. Honestly, that was another banger of an episode. I really like how they tied in so much of episode 1 while still continuing to push the plotline forward. They gave us a more in-depth look into the personalities and the motivations of our main characters. And I feel like the show did a really good job, like, showcasing how much the Hobbs case is a double-edged sword to Will. He's dealing with saving Abigail's life while at the same time having to deal with ending the life of Mr. Hobbs. And the thoughts and emotions surrounding that case have consumed his waking and unconscious hours. And while Will is caught up in the web of emotions surrounding the Hobbs case, on either side of him, he has Crawford and Hannibal, two people with their own end goals, while at the same time, I feel like genuinely caring for Will, but also neither of them are above manipulating him to get what they each want. I feel like when the show is at its best, it's usually a scene between Lecter and Will, or Crawford and Will, but I'm also very glad that we got another scene between Lecter and Crawford. Something I can say is I am a fan of this show already. I'm in it for the long haul. And so if you want to keep going on this journey with me, please, on your way out, if you could like, subscribe, ring that bell for post notifications, follow me on all my social media. That way I can see you next time with another one. Bye, y'all.